You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2025. I'm Chris Palermo. A man was arrested at Desert View Hospital on Tuesday for assaulting two nurses. Haley Grabby has more in our daily arrest report.
A man was arrested at Desert View Hospital in Pahrump on December 30th after deputies say he assaulted two nurses. Officers identified the suspect as Bruce Wilkinson, who was reportedly on the phone threatening his father when deputies arrived. Hospital staff attempted to take the phone from Wilkinson, at which point he became erratic and began throwing items at nurses. According to the report, one nurse was struck in the neck with a hot pack, while another nurse was hit in the forehead with a heavy backpack. Wilkinson admitted to deputies that he threw the items, claiming he was scared and believed he was defending himself from hospital staff. He also told officers that he is currently on parole in California and was not authorized to be in Nevada. California authorities were contacted and a warrant was requested. However, Wilkinson will not be extradited until today, December 31st. Wilkinson was taken into custody and booked on 2 counts of battery on a protected person.
And today we have an additional arrest report. More now from the KPVM newsroom.
Authorities say 38-year-old Tony McAllister was arrested on December 23rd in Union Township, Ohio. He has been charged with felony pandering of obscene material involving children, along with a misdemeanor charge related to conduct involving his 2 dogs. Investigators say McAllister previously appeared in the television series Neighbors with Benefits. Details about the investigation have not been released, but officials confirm the case remains active. McAllister is currently being held at the Warren County Jail on a $250,000 bond.
More news now. Fallout is coming from the Trump administration after acknowledging the viral videos from independent YouTube journalist Nick Shirley. His investigative reporting has yielded possible taxpayer-funded fraud in Minnesota connected to Somalian-run daycares.
Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another.
Nick Shirley is an independent journalist uncovering fraud in Minnesota by investigating daycare facilities subsidized by taxpayer dollars. The Trump administration has taken notice and just froze all money allocated to be spent there.
I'm HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill. I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children.
Every facility you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell?
Yeah.
Try to get in, rang the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now.
Ibrahim Ali is the manager of Quality Learning Center in Minneapolis. Recently, he spoke to local media and denied any wrongdoing. He reacted to the fraud allegations that Nick Shirley has uncovered.
Someone came to our building outside of operating hours. When there's a specific sign on our door that says our days and our hours. He came outside of those hours and then claimed, hey, they're closed and they're still making money. They're using taxpayer money to work. And it's like, you don't come outside of operational hours and then say they're using taxpayer money. That was completely false. As you can see, we're open Mondays through Thursdays, 2 to 10 p.m. he was here earlier. I don't see him right now. So it's like, are you trying to record that we're doing fraud, or are you trying to put the Somali name and the fraud in the same sentence? That's what really hurt us the last couple of days. We're open. We've been open. We haven't closed. We've been open for eight and a half years now.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
And of course, News 25 will continue to follow that story. NCSO wants you to be seen. Sheriff Joe McGill and his officers were at Smith's in Pahrump today giving out safety vests. It's all part of the Nevada Traffic Safety Program.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe McGill, and today we are here at Smith's on Highway 160, and we are handing out reflective safety vests. This is part of the Vulnerable Roadway Users campaign, and the purpose of this is to reduce or prevent pedestrians and bicyclists being hit by cars. Over a 5-year study, we found that there were 3 pedestrians or bicyclists struck in Nye County just last year, and so these vests will make you more visible when you're out at night, when you're riding a bicycle or walking your dog, taking a stroll in your mobility scooter, whatever, and it makes you more visible so that you don't get hit by cars. This is all part of the Nevada Traffic Safety Program, and we've got about 200 vests here for us to give out. We're going to be here from 10 a.m. to 12 today, and I think we'll probably be giving out all of them during that time. So everybody who gets them, wear them and be safe. And Happy New Year, and be safe this holiday season. Thank you.
Coming up, a health report and how it connects to your mental health and your New Year's resolution. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25 on this New Year's Eve. I'm Chris Palermo. Today's health report is focusing on your New Year's resolution, and the key takeaway is to start slow and be realistic. News 25's Haley Grabby has more.
Setting New Year's resolutions could be very beneficial because it helps to promote change, it gives us a little bit of hope, and it gives us a goal to work towards.
When creating your resolutions, Cleveland Clinic psychologist Dr. Beena Prasad says it's best to start small and realistic. For goals like weight loss, she suggests committing to weekly movement and exercise at first, over fixating on the scale right away. As you reach those smaller milestones, it becomes easier to accomplish bigger things down the road. Dr. Prasad says working on a similar goal with a friend can also be helpful, since you can hold each other accountable. And if you fall off track for a few days, don't get discouraged.
When we mess up, for some reason we are programmed to think, I failed it. And so the big thing to think about with restarting goals and restarting it is just that. I'm going to rest, reset, resume, instead of thinking of myself as a failure.
Well, it's a very special end of year classic country breakfast radio show this week on the Ace Country Radio Network. Mikey shares highlights and recaps from 2025 shows.
Howdy. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast, I'm celebrating some of 2025's best moments, like when the widow of George Jones called the show, Nancy Jones, or when Dean Dillon explained how he got started writing songs for George Strait, or how about when Richard Sturban from the Oak Ridge Boys called and talked about what Johnny Cash meant to them.
Don't believe there would be an Oak Ridge Boys today if it wasn't for Johnny Cash. You know, Johnny Cash, back in our days before we had hit records, we were kind of struggling. He kind of took us under his wing and made us part of his show. He always paid us more than we were worth. You know, we signed a contract. He always gave us more money than what the contract called for. That was the kind of person he was. But more than the financial help he gave us were his words of encouragement. You know, I remember one time we were playing in Las Vegas with him, and he called us up one day. He said, fellas, I want you guys to come to my room. I want to talk to you. So we all went to Johnny Cash's room, and he said, I can tell your heads are hanging. He said, you're wondering whether or not you're going to have a group. And he was right about that. We had no other dates booked. We didn't know how we were going to keep our group together. So we were kind of at a low point. He said, but I'll tell you what, I think there's something special about you guys. And if you guys will find a way to stay together, he says, I'm telling you, good things are about to start happening to you guys. He says, I will help you as much as I can, but it's going to be up to you guys to stay together. And so to make a long story short, we did manage to stay together. I remember walking out of that room that day, looking at each other, we said, wow, if Johnny Cash thinks we are going to make it, we are going to make it. There's no doubt about it. And sure enough, just a few years later, at the Country Music Awards, we won our first award for Vocal Group of the Year. Johnny Cash was hosting the show. And when they announced our name, we ran up on stage. And instead of going to the podium and collecting our award, we went to the podium on the right where he was standing, and we all hugged him. and he said in that big booming voice of his, see, fellas, I told you so.
It's the best of 2025, Thursday at noon on Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio.
Thank you, Mikey. We're looking forward to that. And coming up, the sports report with Mikey again, who looks like he's ready for some of those California tortillas. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. The Vegas Golden Knights were in action today at T-Mobile, and 4 of their members will be doing some traveling. Mikey Ruhan has that. More in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. It was a matinee showdown on the Strip today. The Vegas Golden Knights losing to the Nashville Predators 4-2 this afternoon. Next up for the Golden Knights, they play the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis on Friday. 3 Vegas Golden Knights are packing their passports. Mark Stone, Shea Theodore, and Mitch Marner are headed to Italy in February after being named to Canada's 2026 Olympic men's hockey roster. They'll also be joined by their bench boss, Bruce Cassidy, who will serve as assistant coach for Team Canada. Meanwhile, Sunday, the Las Vegas Raiders wrap up their season with one final game welcoming the Kansas City Chiefs to town. It's the last ride of the year. And locally, mark your calendars for January 5th. The Pahrump Valley Trojans hit the road to take on Sunrise Mountain in boys and girls basketball. Tip-off times are at 3:30 and 8 p.m. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
That's the Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam. And we are fortunate enough to get some great views right outside of the KPVM TV studios. The wild horses just doing their thing, getting ready to ring in the new year. Now, if you're going to do some fireworks, we don't know if you can see them. We've got some rain coming in tonight. We got some rain tomorrow. Complete forecast is coming up.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo with your New Year's Eve forecast from the Anchor Desk. Fernley hit 42 degrees today. They're going down to 35. Fallon, it's 42 up there today, 33 for a low. Carson City, 43, 34 tonight. Tonopah, 49 and 34 tonight. Goldfield is mining, 45 degrees, 34 tonight. Beatty, it is not 80. It is 53, 41 tonight. Amargosa, 56, 43 for a low. And the celebrations and all the fireworks are kicking off in Las Vegas soon. As a matter of fact, they've put a air alert for all the smoke coming from the fireworks in Las Vegas. They're going out 45 degrees tonight. Death Valley, high is 63 today, 50 degrees. Our temperature, 51. Rainy degrees. We've got rain off and on. It'll become pretty steady. Our sun rose this morning at almost 7 a.m. Humidity, 55%, southeasterly wind direction, 3 miles an hour. A high of 55 today. Pahrump and the region. And like I said, it's raining. And it's 51 degrees in Pahrump. Your sun set about 39, almost an hour ago. Humidity, 87%. Southeasterly wind direction tonight, 4 miles an hour. 44 for your low tonight, so we're staying kind of mild. Again, it is raining, and we're looking at more rain tomorrow, 55 degrees. And the sun will come out Friday with some clouds, and we've got some rain returning perhaps on Saturday, high of 58. Sunday, we've got clouds lingering, 58. Monday, got more rain, 57. It is the winter time after all. Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got some sun coming back, 57, 56, and 42 degrees for our low. We're about somewhere there into the range. So the fireworks site is open in Pahrump. We don't know if you'll be able to see any of the fireworks. And a programming note, we will not have a News 25 newscast for it tomorrow night. But of course, please punch up our News 25 KPVM TV Facebook page, and you will get updates as warranted. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight and this year. All of the staff, myself, Chris Palermo, we're wishing you a very safe, happy New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Make it a great new year.